Hello, welcome to MREA Moment, video number 2, Personal Ceilings of Achievement and Moving from E to P. Today we're specifically going to be looking at pages 38 through 40 of the Millionaire Real Estate Agent book. Personal ceilings of achievement are such a foundational component to this book. That's the reason you see it in the front end of MREA. So we wanted to talk about it again as we see it as one of the foundational components of all of the models and systems we're about to get. What the ceiling of achievement theory says is that all of us will only get as far as our natural abilities can take us. None of us are going to succeed at the highest level based solely on our natural abilities. Listen to what the authors have to say on page 38. The truth about ability is that it's neither set nor predetermined. However, it can be developed or it can be wasted. So the truth of this powerful mindset, this powerful thought, is that we can all get to a certain level on our own merit. We're all gifted in certain areas, so we can all rise to a certain ceiling, our own personal ceiling of achievement, based on what we know. At some point, it's not an if, it's a when. At some point, we will hit our natural ceiling of achievement, meaning we've taken this business as far as we can on our own merit, on our own skill, on our own intuition, and at that point, bringing in foundational models is what will allow us to break through that ceiling of achievement and take us to the next level. Now, something that's really important to note in this is that there are multiple ceilings. So just because you get through your first ceiling does not mean you're scot-free. It means there's another one coming. But if you break through that first ceiling with the foundational models, that's when the authors of MREA say creativity can start coming into play. One of the biggest takeaways I really hope you have in looking at this theory of personal ceilings of achievement is this. As we grow our business, as you grow your business, as you grow as a leader, as you continue to track towards the goals you've set for yourselves, one thing is guaranteed, and that's we will hit personal ceilings of achievement. Now, it all comes back to our mindset, and here's what I want you to take away. Knowing this theory, knowing this is going to happen, seeing the progression of how this works, every time you feel like you're up against a ceiling, choose to see it as a positive time. Choose to see it as an opportunity because you know, based on this theory, you're about to experience a breakthrough. Hey guys, we also wanted to talk to you about moving from E to P. Now, moving from E to P is very similar to the ceilings of personal achievement because both deal with ceilings. So what the theory of E to P is that we all, as agents, typically are entrepreneurs. We're entrepreneurial. We're really good on our feet. We're quick thinking. We fall down, we get up. We keep moving forward. We know how to build something. The difference between entrepreneurial and purposeful is somebody that's entrepreneurial relies heavily on creativity. Somebody that's purposeful is purposeful. Somebody that's purposeful uses models and systems. Somebody that's purposeful takes an intentional look at the components of what makes their business successful today so they can make sure that continues going forward. So this theory of moving from E to P is also a transition. Much like the personal ceilings of achievement, moving from E to P is also a transition for agents, one that agents have to take if they want to build their business to a level that they've never been at before and also build a business that can stay there once they've reached that level. So Lori, talk to us about how you've used the E to P principle and what it means to you.
Well, I can think of a few examples. The first one is in how we got very purposeful about our numbers. So we laid out our economic model and our budget model and started paying attention to our profit and loss statements. Now, when we had our catering company before, the accountant would deliver our profit and loss statement every month in a nice spiral-bound booklet, and it was beautiful, and it came in a plastic package, and we noticed years and years later, those very nice packages were still lined up on the bookshelf. We never looked at them. We kind of had this theory that if we had money, we were great. If we didn't have any money, it was time to panic. Well, in real estate, you absolutely cannot do that. By the time it's time to panic, you're way behind the game, and it's going to take several months of reacting to get up to where you need to be again. We can't let that happen, and that's what getting purposeful about our numbers has done for us. Now we take a look at our profit and loss statement every month, and we look and see, are we keeping with our budget model? Have we spent the right amount on lead generation? Because you don't want to get behind that either. You want to make sure your lead generation is staying out there. It's given us the ability to know when we can hire somebody. Even if it's knowing that, okay, in the next few months, based on where we're at now, and we're on an upward trajectory, we will be able to hire our next salary person in the next quarter. And that gives us power in knowing what we're going to be able to do next, so we can start looking for that person. And that brings me to the next part of where I've used E to P, and that is in my organizational model. And we've gotten very purposeful about how we hire people. And at our catering company, we had 35 full-time employees. We had several people making way over 6 figures. They had health benefits and dental benefits and vacation packages, and they still weren't very happy, and honestly, neither were we. We were still making plenty of money because that's the type of business we were in, and the economy was great at the time. But it was a real struggle every day, and it was the piece that I hated the most, was figuring out why everybody wasn't excelling. And when we got over to Keller Williams and were introduced to RSTLM, Mega RSTLM, Mega Recruit Select Light, all the wonderful ways we call them, we got really into focusing on how to hire people, who to hire, how to train them once they got here. And we've gotten really purposeful about that process, which has really given us power. And it's really put us in a great position to add synergy and energy to our team, because everybody's very happy in the position that they're in. And getting purposeful about that has been a huge asset to our company. And I'm going to say that the other piece is another leg of that. And for me, it was getting very purposeful about paying attention to the people on my team, rewarding them, focusing on them, connecting with them. Again, before, when I had my catering and entertainment company, wasn't purposeful about it. I just came in every day, went to my desk, did my work, expected everybody to do their job, and I went home at the end of the day. And if they didn't do their job, I was just frustrated because I really didn't know the right steps and what I needed to do. So I've gotten really purposeful about adding systems to what we do that help me remember that I need to connect and need to pay attention to them. I have systems in place that we make sure that every month we have our Ballen Bling Bash, and that people are rewarded and recognized for their work on the team and for their contribution. It is not natural for me in any way, shape, or form, believe it or not, to walk over and love on somebody or pat them on the back or exclaim what a great job they've done. So although I appreciate them, it's just not a natural thing about me. So I have to be very purposeful about making sure that I recognize them and show them how much I appreciate them and connect with them as much as I possibly can. So those are a few of the examples of how I use E to P, and I'm looking so forward to hearing how you guys out there on this group use E to P in your lives and in your career. See you next week.